All right, let me just do what's going on, everybody. On let's see here. We're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and we're live on TikTok as well, everybody. If y'all just give us a second here, we're going to make sure that all audio and all live feeds are up and going. As I can already tell, we're having issues on the live TikTok side. So I'm going to refresh the TikTok browser over here. All right, so we're live on TikTok as well, so I can actually see the TikTok feed to my right. So if everybody, when you're watching our podcast tonight and I look over my right shoulder, it's only because I'm checking out the chat on TikTok. I can see all the other chat from all the other social media profiles right in front of my face. Unfortunately, TikTok's all the way to the right side. Oh, look at that. Stream Elements, the Mark G Shows, now live streaming talk shows and podcasts.
That.
Nice. Stream Elements is what I use for the gaming, which we'll talk about during the podcast.
Oh, okay. All right.
So yeah.
Fancy. Got all the
It is fancy.
Look at you, dude.
Trying to rock it out, my man.
Right. That second monitor, though, is super helpful, huh?
It's a fucking phenomenal helpful, man. Like, yeah, it helps out quite a bit. What's going on, Brandon, Black Panther? I see everybody over there on TikTok. If y'all bear with us, listen, I'm not going to really mention, hey, you're on TikTok, or if we happen to get anybody that sends any gifts over on TikTok, I'll thank everybody at the end of the recording. During our recording of the live podcast, just for those who are on TikToks, we barely do TikTok on our podcast. We go through, we'll answer questions. You guys have any topics that you want to bring up? We'll talk about the topics during the conversation. We'll talk about your comments and so forth as well, as long as they're pertaining to the show. Otherwise, this is a recording of a live podcast that you guys can watch on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch when it's all done, as well as you can listen to on Apple and Spotify and all the other places that you can find podcasts. But yeah, your big battle is your title still. Is it really? That's hilarious. Well, we're not changing it now, Donald Trump. We're going to leave it as that, my man. I appreciate you over there, DT.
Oh, your title is still on the battle?
Yeah, my title on TikTok still the battle, but that's all right.
All right.
I got my man Donald Trump over there letting me know.
All right. Good.
All right.
Good on.
Yeah, we're not going to change it up because that requires a whole new mix of things, and I'm not dealing with that right now. God damn it! All right, man. We're gonna go live on Wisdom. All right, so waiting for Wisdom to load up here. Audio check 1 2, Wisdom 1 2 1 2. Hitting a sound effect to test it out. Okay, that works. I'm not gonna fully finish that one just because, yeah, I'm on TikTok.
Yeah, right. The fact that it even started might be trouble.
Yeah, that could have been a trigger in itself. Shit. All right. All right. Well, I guess no time is better than any time. You ready? Well, I'll wait till my daughter goes in the room so we're not getting door noise in the recording. Chase Thompson, what's going on? We got 3 people right now over on TikTok watching the live feed. We got 2 people on Wisdom. And I believe, let me get this little notification. We got 3 people watching us on the other social media feeds. I guess we need to go live. Adriana, you going in your room afterwards, or? She can't hear me because she's got her headsets on. You guys, so listen, when I do these recordings on my podcast, let me just let everybody know, my studio is in the worst possible spot. Typically, I record when my kids are asleep, obviously, because we don't hear screaming children when I record. But at the same time, I also have 2 older teenagers. Well, they're not really teenagers. They're adults, right? I got a 20-year-old and a 19-year-old. And they waltz around this house like they freaking own it. So you hear their door. You hear their feet going. You're like, fuck, I'm trying to record because my studio's in my dining room / kitchen area. I've got a green screen dividing me from my messy house, which I just noticed something. Gary, thanks for pointing out my green screen is like not over here, brother. I'm gonna fix
way
that
off.
Way off, man. It's like, yeah. Oh shit. Hold on, I gotta fix that. We're gonna do some back fixing here. Give me 1 second. This is horrible.
Some back end.
Why?
Quick fix.
No, it's not the camera. It's not the camera angle. What I got to do is I got to go over to my OBS over here. I'm going to click on my camera, watch the magic unfold in front of everybody's eyes. Boom. And then we're going to go, boom. That's magic, folks. That's video editing magic.
Adriana? Yeah.
So we're waiting for the wife to finish talking to the daughter and the daughter to talk to the wife, and we'll start recording.
Yeah, that's fair. We could do that.
We're going to have to do that. Oh, man. And my daughter's loud. Shit.
Right now, she's just gonna give you shit.
Oh yeah, I give her shit all the time. So I
trolling you now.
My kids always troll me.
Right.
They're like, just
hey, wait. Dad's about to go live. Let's be real quiet until he goes live, and then we get nuts.
That's it, man.
I know.
They love to go nuts. My kids are loud, but then again, I'm loud, so I know where they inherited from.
Truth.
It's the loudness in our genes in our family. All right. Let's go ahead and let's start this podcast. We've had our little intermission here. My house is finally quieting down. I think we can record this podcast. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the record button, hit the intro, and we'll start talking.
Let's go.
All right, let's rock it.
A lot of podcasts these days. Tippy toe around everybody's little feelings. The little snowflakes are fragile. But you won't get any of that crap here. Welcome to the Mark G Show. From political issues to cultural issues to current events and everything in between, we're talking about it. And we talk about it how we want, melting the little snowflakes. This is the Mark G Show, and this is Mark G.
What's going on, everybody, on the Mark G Show? This is a live recording of our show. We will be afterwards. You can find us in Apple, Spotify, and everywhere else. You can download your podcast. But currently, we are live right now on multiple platforms. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, Wisdom app, and as well as today, TikTok. Because, well, I don't plan on talking about too much that's going to get me in the band world, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Gary, what is going on, my brother? How are you?
Well, we are chilling. I am good. Yeah, so we're not going to be jumping around and skating on too much thin ice tonight.
No, man, no ice today. We're actually going to be talking about my new vision after a conversation you and I had about a week ago, where I'm planning on taking this podcast. Where we plan on branding the Mark G Show on a couple of different of our social media, outlets, and where we plan on bringing the show and the kind of content we want to bring to the podcast. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So it's kind of a safe subject. You know what I mean?
It's pretty safe. It's pretty safe.
Fantastic. Well, man, let's talk about this. So Mark G Show, when we first started this podcast, there was a lot of stuff going on politically wise, culture wise. I mean, there still is. But when we started that, my main vision when I first started this podcast is because Mark Zuckerberg really kept giving me a spanking and banning me from Facebook, and I couldn't post. I couldn't get my free speech out there. And I was like, I need to start up a platform where I can voice my opinions. And that's when the podcast was first birthed. And we did good. There's a lot of stuff. There's plenty of news out there to keep talking about it. But to be honest with you, there's so much more that can be talked about than just politics and culture issues and everything else going on. And where I've seen how my community that I'm building on the TikTok world, on the Twitch world, it's a bigger community than I thought. It's not all politics. It's not all culture. It's talking about life in general, talking about video gaming, talking about, everything really. So when we first started, we were No Filter Radio before we transitioned to the Mark G Show. We found out there was another young lady or older lady that was running No Filter Radio out of New York. And we decided, okay, well, we can't do that. We don't want the copyright infringements and stuff like that to come smacking down on us and have Big Daddy give me a freaking big lawsuit bill and I'd be screwed. So we rebranded to the Mark G Show. Great. And now that name can relate to bigger and better things, to more topics, because the Mark G Show doesn't scream political, doesn't scream culture issues unless it's coming from my own fucking mouth. So
it definitely is very pro America.
yes. Oh, 100%, man.
Right.
100%. You know, I love this fucking country. And if I will voice my opinion on a lot of things when I have to, and I'll be careful when we're live on certain platforms to voice those certain opinions because the censorship is still real. It really is. I mean, there's just a content creator that just recently got banned, some kickboxer. I'd have to look more into the story. Who just got banned on every social media profile, social media outlet there is for voicing his opinion. He got banned on YouTube. He got banned on Facebook. I think he even got banned on TikTok. Just recently, they just slapped him hard and he was down.
That's the shit that's so weird to me. Like,
right?
Social media is now something that can make or break you, and it's interesting.
It is, man. Like social media can legitimately ruin your life.
Right.
Especially if your life is evolved into that whole social media outlet where that's where you get your monetization from. That's where you're bringing in your bankroll. And then they attack you from there and they strip you from being able to do any postings on there. You lose your livelihood. And the sad part is they know this.
Yeah.
Right.
Of course.
If they don't like what you say or what you do, all they got to do is say, okay, let's take this away from them and watch them cry like a little bitch. And every right I'm going to cry like a bitch because that's where they're making their monetization from. They just hurt them where it hurts the most. They hurt them in their wallet and they know this.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad. That's absolutely sad. I love doing stuff like this because it brings in a whole new conversation. We haven't got to talking about what we're going to be doing.
I know, right? We're still scratching the intro here.
Right. Exactly. So, you know, let's go into the future of the Mark G Show, you guys. And as we're going through, yes, my brother and I, we do this podcast together, and you can almost think that we have ADD and ADHD because like we bounce around. My podcast never stays in line.
We might be just these undiagnosed, you know, ADHD jumping around.
Just might be, you know, we're talking about one subject and then boom, we're off to another. It gets wild. It really does. But let me tell everybody, listen, everything we do talk about on our show, I'm going to get our disclaimer out anyways, because I really don't know where the show is going to go tonight. But let me let everybody know that the views and opinions on our show are exactly what they are. They're the views of myself, my brother, and any guests that may come on, such as from the Wisdom app or from any other place, whether we bring up a chat from a social media platform or someone comments. It's the views and opinions of themselves. It's up to you as a listener to do what you want to do with that information. I always say, do your own research. And that even goes for any mainstream media. Do your own research. So yeah, let's have fun with the show. This is for entertainment purposes only, folks. Entertainment purposes only. Did I do that right?
For the most part, I think that was a good one. Yeah.
All right. Well, the wife just gave me a funky look, so I just feel like she's looking at me going.
It was a little clunky. You had a couple things in there, but whatever. It's fine. You covered the bases, bro. We're good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You didn't have to go all big like that on me. Thank you. I appreciate you, brother. I love your face when he uses sound effects. So yeah, man. So let's talk about this. So the Mark G Show, right? So we haven't rebranded. I don't plan on rebranding. I love my logo. I love the name of the podcast, but I do plan on possibly changing the intro a little bit because I want to start bringing on more guests. And that's where you folks on Wisdom come in. You folks that are listening through the social media outlets over on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. I want to widen the horizon of the Mark G Show. I don't want to sit here anymore and just do straight political, straight culture issue conversations because I feel as if we're all a dying breed. I feel like we're all starting to repeat stuff from the mainstream media is repeating. I feel like we're repeating stuff that other outsource, reports are doing as far
independent media.
Yeah, independent media, stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like we're all just talking about the same shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're all spewing the same shit. It's just becoming a freaking quacking duck. It just keeps going and going and going, and there's never an end to it. So I want to start opening up the horizon and start bringing on guests to talk about new things. I want to especially want to do a show on addiction, because I do feel as if that is a problem within our country right now that needs to be looked into. And I feel like I want to invite someone. I'm trying right now to get my sister-in-law on the show, but if she can't, I do want to talk to anybody that may have suffered from a life of an addiction, has turned their life around and is doing good. I want to invite them on the show to talk about that. I want them to talk about when they're at their lowest point in life, what made them finally realize I need to clean up, and they did it. And now what they're doing good with their life, how they're helping others. I want to have a conversation like that with somebody. I think that would be a great show. I want to talk to more veterans. I want to talk about their experience from being deployed, what their experience coming back home, how they're coping with PTSD, how they're able to help other vets while they're back on the stateside. Talking about one of the biggest problems that we're having with our veterans right now, which is the number 22, which I believe that number is even bigger now. And that's how many veterans commit suicide on a daily basis, is 22 veterans. That's a scary fucking number. That's another situation that we should be talking about. All of this stuff. I want to talk to, hell, I even want to talk to stay-at-home dads or stay-at-home moms that may, have their significant other being the only ones working, and they're trying to juggle things around. It's related to some parents. Hell, I'm a parent. My wife and I live some of the craziest fucking life people couldn't handle. A lot of people couldn't handle, between running a business, raising 5 children, to running a whole social media freaking Fernanza here, freaking from doing game streaming to podcasting to TikTok and to running another normal daily life. Like,
and you cook, you actually cook. You're not.
Yeah, I actually
cook fast food, right?
I mean, the last 2 days we did eat shitty fast food.
Well, look,
but, that happens once.
Whatever, dude. For the vast majority of your meals are home cooked.
Yes, they are, definitely.
Pizza, whatever. You know what I mean?
Speaking of that, I want to do a big shout out right now to Pinterest. Pinterest is fucking awesome. Dude, I have found the vast majority of my recipes in the last 2 weeks on fucking Pinterest, man. Like, because I don't know, most parents and most couples will relate to me on this. When it comes time for dinner, that's the worst subject to have in your fucking house, either in the morning or in the afternoon. Like, what's for dinner? And it bounces back and forth. Like, I don't know. What should I go buy today at the store for dinner? I have no clue. That is the worst fucking conversation. The biggest headache you can get is what's for dinner. So I went to Pinterest and I type in family dinners, healthy family dinners or whatever. And I found so much shit. I have yet to cook them all. The most recent recipe I did was a sweet Italian sausage casserole. And it was so tit to make and so fucking delicious. Dude, all it was Italian sausage, cheese, marinara sauce, and that was it, really. That's all you want to eat, because that was a keto friendly meal. We added some some jasmine rice to put that over on top of the jasmine. Oh my dude, I was in love with that fucking dinner. And then the leftover,
what was it, just sausage with marinara sauce and cheese, and you baked it or something?
Yeah, man, you fried up the sausage with some green peppers, red peppers, yellow peppers. And yeah, you just fry it up and then you throw it in the casserole dish and bake it so the cheese is nice and crusty on top. Oh my dude, it was so fucking good. And then the leftovers, you get yourself some sub rolls, man, and you throw that on the sub rolls, throw a little extra cheese on that.
A keto meal, and then you fuck it up by throwing the rest of it on a sub roll. I love it.
Hell yeah, man. Listen, man.
Hey, you know what though? To be honest though, that's not a terrible way to do it, because you're eating quality, just real legit whole food, right? And if you
exactly
want a little bit of bread, fuck it. Eat a little bit of bread.
That's it, man.
The majority of your food is good food.
Exactly. A large majority of food is good food, right? And so, yeah, so it's great, man. So as you guys see, we kind of bounce around. Like I was talking about the change where we're going to the podcast, the kind of people I want to talk to and bring on the show. And then we go over this way. So, but it's great.
So, hey, chefs, if you're a badass chef, or if you love cooking, fuck it,
Yeah, hell yeah. If you're a badass at cooking, maybe You're like the star cook of your family, cooking dinners. Let's talk. Let's
Yeah.
talk about some of your meal preps, what you do, what you cook for your family. This is the type of shit I want to start bringing on the show. I want to widen the horizon. What's going on, Chris Palatino? I see you over there on Facebook. But listen, I want to talk to you guys, and there's multiple ways you can get a hold of me. You can send me a private message on any of these social media platforms that you see here on the screen. For those who are listening on Wisdom, I'm going to give out my email address right now. Same with TikTok. Y'all can email me at on air at themarkgshow.com. Like, it's such an easy email, on air at themarkgshow.com. And if you're having a hard time finding that email or remembering it, just go to the website, themarkgshow.com, and there's a contact us link right up there. Click on that, send me an email, let me know, hey, I want to be on the show. Let me know what you want to talk about. We'll get you scheduled. Currently, right now, the podcast is recording every other week, but if I have to squeeze you in on a concurrent week of the podcast, I will most definitely do so. I'm not afraid to skip a TikTok day, I'll say, because that's what I do on the every other week. I kind of take a break from the podcast and I do a TikTok thing. I don't mind taking a break from that and joining in the podcast because, I want to create more of a wider range of a content here on the show. That's my biggest vision with this. And I need you guys' help as listeners, as viewers, to help me get that content by being a guest. And I want to talk to you about your lives. I want to talk to you about how you juggling life. I want to talk to you what your thoughts are, what's going on in the world. We don't have to stop talking about politics. I want to talk to people who have different views than me. I mean, I've always offered people who have different views than me to come on the show. I'd like to have that conversation.
Would be interesting to hear from a like a middle school or a high school teacher that's been teaching for like 20 or more years and is still currently teaching. I think that would be a fucking mind-blowing conversation.
That would be a phenomenal conversation, to be honest, to see how it went from when they first started as a teacher to where it's at now, how much has changed for them, how much they've had to filter themselves as teachers from back when they first started to now. That would be a crazy conversation.
Right.
That would be an insane.
There's got to be, because like we were talking about the other week, like my teacher for like 7th grade ended up being our sister's teacher, I think, in high school. And our dad used to crush some beers with that dude at a local pub. So it's pretty funny.
Right. Yeah, man. I'm sorry. What you were saying, so I was commenting.
Yeah. I got slight distraction again. But get talking going on. Yeah, right. That's funny.
Oh shit.
But yeah, so it's like, I'd be curious to hear from him. I think that would be a pretty interesting conversation.
It would be. I mean, hell, I would even like to talk to someone in the I'm going to say older generation. I mean, I'm not young myself, but I would love to talk to somebody that's in their, late 60s, early 70s to talk about what their views are on everything that they're seeing from the time that they were a teenager to now, what they think of how all the changes that are currently happening in our country.
Right. Yeah. I think it's been a lot. And I think someone in the position of like a teacher would be pretty cool. Cops. Yeah. I mean, I think it'd be interesting to hear from someone like that too on the front line. But I feel like kids in school, that's really where you get a pretty real sense of society. Right. I think.
Right. Oh, shit. Chris Palatino here is really trying to push me. Chris, for everybody listening on Wisdom, we got a pretty active chat right now going on social media. And I just want to say, Chris, I love you, man, but
friendly troll.
Yeah, he's being a little troll right now over on social media. Oh, man. So I got chat going like crazy over here in the TikTok world. Nice. Yeah. So it looks like somebody says they can't even post on Facebook right now because of their opinion.
Well, good. Why don't you come on the show and talk about it? Because you can share your opinion here.
You definitely can share your opinion. I love to hear people's opinions. It don't even have to be about politics. What's your opinion on other things, man?
Yeah.
I mean, what's your opinion about the biggest divide that we've seen in our country? And it's not color, is the biggest divide against people's political views. Like that is one of the biggest divides I've seen in quite some time.
Yeah.
The biggest divide against vaccine choice. I'm not skating on water. I'm not saying anything bad, just so everybody's listening on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch and TikTok right now. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm just saying that I can see the big division right now.
These are
and
just
it's
hot
insane.
topics. These are hot topics right now, right?
They are hot topics. Like, it's sad. Like, there's so much hatred between the human race right now over because of people's personal choices. And we've never seen it this bad. Never.
Yeah.
And it's being created. And this is not a lie.
No, totally manufactured.
It's 100% manufactured. And I'm not saying it's being manufactured straight from the government. It's being manufactured from mainstream media. It's being manufactured from other outlets like us, private fucking.
Our opposition, our enemies. Like, you can just create bots and you can just create endless, online profiles and stir the pot. And they are doing that,
They're absolutely doing it.
Yeah. That's why the internet's it's tricky, right? It's tricky on here because everyone is going to get information or something to cross their path that's going to quote unquote trigger them in some way, shape, or form. It's weird.
It is, man. Like, so let's talk about being triggered and stuff like that. When I first started doing TikTok and stuff like that, my TikToks weren't as fun per se. I wasn't being lively. I didn't do my quote unquote pineapple act like I typically do on there, the gaming. I was more political. I was stating a lot of stuff. I was getting quite what you call white screen on TikTok, which keyword bananaed, aka banned, So I say these keywords. I still got to be careful because you never know if I'm going to get that screen again. But the last time I got it pretty bad was because of a t-shirt that I wore. It offended somebody. I ended up getting it revoked, but I offended the person to the point of the t-shirt that I wore that they reported me to TikTok, and TikTok killed my live feed, and I had to fight to get it back. And the funny part is after it happened, I went into that person's room that I was in, what they call a TikTok battle, and I was listening. And they were having everybody like cheer him on because they reported me because of my t-shirt. Why have we come to this point that if you don't like what somebody's wearing, you're going to report their account or try to get them in trouble because you don't like that don't make sense to me. Like, if you don't like what a person's wearing, you don't like what a person's saying, especially on social media, there's a thing, it's called scrolling. Just scroll by. You don't have to read it. You don't even have to listen to it. You can just scroll by. But instead, you feel as if this offends me, so I'm going to make their life miserable. I'm going to disrupt their life and go ahead and get that account taken off.
The vast majority of those people, like 97+% of those people are very weak and wouldn't dare to try to act as cool in person to your face as they do online. They're only doing it 100% because they know there's zero recourse for their actions. If they were to say some shit and get punched in the face, they would they would with water balloons and pillows.
Keep a PG-13, brother.
Because I'm sorry, dude, I forgot.
Come on, you can do it.
So it's Mike Tyson always says that thing, So it's like, but like, if there's recourse for your actions, then I think people become a little more mindful, to other people. Like, if you like it or you don't, just like, it is what it is,
Exactly, man. Like, we need to move on in life. I remember sitting down at the Thanksgiving table back when we were kids. There were disagreements, but in the end of that disagreement, they still sat there and had their beers together and shot the shit, and they didn't care. They lived on life. Nowadays, you have a disagreement with a family member, you hate them, You're freaking blocking them from everything. You're freaking not visiting them anymore. Like, it's done with. Like, the families are being destroyed over political and cultureness. Families are being destroyed over stupid BS now. It's crazy. Like, we should remember that we can have these opinions, and then there are opinions. And if you don't like it, great. We can still listen to each other, and you can just blah, 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 blah. That's what happens to me when I listen to my mother when she talks about Biden. I just hear, wah, 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 and it goes one ear and out the other ear. And, you know, and I'm sure the same thing goes with I'm talking about my politicalness. I'm sure in her ear, all she's hearing is meh, 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 until I post something.
Charlie Brown's wah, 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 wah. All right.
Exactly. That's it, man. I'm excited. I tell you, my mother and I have completely different political views, and we go head to head sometimes on Facebook, where we just recently had a little battle on Facebook on another subject that I will leave on. Recently. Oh, yeah.
All right.
You'll have to look it up, man. You'll have to look
I will. I'll dig.
But yeah, well, like someone on TikTok just said, take it out in the backyard. When you have a disagreement, I think they're
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so old school method, right?
Exactly, old school method.
Talk it out with your hands.
That's it.
Patty cake,
and then
patty cake.
And then hug each other afterwards and have a beer together.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I'll remember
That's
there was a time right. It is, man. Like, so I could tell a story. So when I was in high school, you know, when conflict was in high school, you handled it and you did it hand to hand, face to face, right? That's how it was back in our day, because we didn't really have social media. Well, no, we didn't really have social media back in our day. I think MySpace was there, but no, MySpace wasn't there. MySpace is when I was in my 20s.
Dude, the internet didn't get real.
We're old.
Yeah. The internet wasn't real when we were younger. Like,
yeah,
it was very archaic.
It was.
Yeah.
So like, I just remember an event, like I have a couple of half brothers, and I was in high school with my half brother Ben, and he pulled a fire alarm at school on a dare. You know, back when we did stupid shit when we were kids. So he pulled the fire alarm on a dare. So of course I knew about it. I was laughing about it. Everybody's outside at this time. And well, somebody ratted him out. And of course, when you're at that time, there's a code: snitches get blank. I'm not going to say, hold on. Let me try that again. Snitches get, and then, you know,
I had surgery on my knee and they had to stitch it up.
Right. There you go. I don't know if that beeping sound came through the
thing,
but it did it nice. So it does work. I got a bleepy bleep. I got a bleepy bleep now. But listen, so, you know, but needless to say, everybody approached me knowing that I'm his brother. Is like, Mark, so-and-so ratted him out. You've got to take care of him. And at this time, I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, man, they ratted him out. You got to take care of him. The cops are taking, you know, the cops got your brother in the office. So, you know, this is when peer pressure was really good. You know, so the kid that ratted out my brother, they had him in a corner, dude. There was this big circle on the steps of this high school. Like, we're on the top of the steps and everybody closed us in. So at this time, I'm looking around, I'm seeing everybody staring at me, and I see this kid staring at me, and I could tell that, you know, me and this kid are almost the same height, same size. Like, this is not going to go well for either one of us. So I look at the kid and I'm like, dude, did you rat my brother out? Like, he's like, yeah. So we ended up having a fight on the top of the steps, and we were really evenly matched because we got each other in a headlock. And we're both hammering on each other in a headlock. And we went over the side of the rail.
Oh,
the railing of the steps, dude. We both landed on our side. We're both still in this headlock. And we just looked at each other, both at the same time, dude. We go, done? Yeah, we're done. And we walked away, and we talked throughout for the rest, up till at least 3 more years of high school. And it was it, man. We squashed our shit. It was just, you know, that was the shit. That's how we should be today, but we're not anymore.
People are cowards, man. People are cowards. They're physically and mentally weak. So what do you do when you're like physically and mentally weak? You get desperate and you start doing like really sketchy, really shady shit, right?
Exactly.
Strong, confident people don't do that stuff.
Right. So we got a question over on Facebook from Chris Palatino saying, can you send me something to follow you on TikTok? So Chris Palatino, actually, I'm going to make this very easy for you. All my social media profiles for the Mark G Show is that the Mark G Show. You want to find me on Facebook, the Mark G Show. Want to find me on TikTok, the Mark G Show. Twitter, the Mark G Show. I think.
But what if I want to find you on YouTube?
The Mark G Show.
Oh, are you on the Discord?
We are, but that one's different. That one's different. But you can go to the markgshow.com and find our Discord link on there. Click on it.
What is your Discord then? I'm just curious.
No, well, Discord's weird, right? So when you got a Discord, it has like this hashtag and numbers at the end of your channel. So we are the Mark G Show on Discord, but
like
there's a hashtag and random numbers at the end. Yeah. Okay. But we do have a Discord. It's not very active, but we do have it. I wish it was more active. Can't get easier than that, or at least you would have. You're exactly, Chris. But sometimes when you're an older person, we get it. We understand, Chris. Hard times happen. But speaking of Chris Palatino, man, I'm very happy for him. When I make hot sauce, remember how when I quit drinking, one of my biggest loves was falling in love with hot sauce, making hot sauce, and doing like these videos of hot sauce to keep my mind off of drinking. Well, he, over this course of this week, did what's called a extreme wing challenge, or something that matters, like one of those extreme hot wings. Like if you can bang through 5 or 10 of them, you'll get a t-shirt.
Right.
Well, he did it. He went live on Facebook and he did it. And it was pretty fun to watch. I mean, I was watching him in pain and I was just sitting there laughing, going, is this what people feel when they watch me eat my hot sauce when I do these videos?
Yes, it is. It's exactly the same.
So I'm like, all right, I'm liking this. And this is why people watch me when I'm doing the hot sauce stuff. Speaking of that, we're going to start doing that again. But I'm not doing that. I'm going to do that only for TikTok.
Dude, I got some ghost peppers that are popping out.
Nice. You'll have to send me some.
You know I will.
I will eat it live on TikTok.
Boom.
Hey, well, you see, Chris Palatino thanked me so nicely over there on Facebook. He's such a sweet guy.
He seems very pleasant.
He is. I should pull up his sincereness over here real quick on the screen. There you go. Look at that mug right there. Look at you, Chris. We love you, man. He's a truck driver, y'all. We should be saying thank you to all of our truck drivers. They do keep America running. Truck drivers definitely keep America running. But yeah, man. So that's really what I want to talk about tonight. It was just a change. So the biggest change that people are really going to be seeing is only on 2 of our social media platforms. They're going to see the change over on our Twitch and over on our TikTok, because we are building a community here on the show, and our community is bigger than I really thought. And to be honest with you, when I first started doing the whole game streaming thing, it was more of a leisure, fun, let's try it out and see what happens. And it blew the fuck up. It's amazing how many people love to watch people play video games. It's mind blowing. So I was at 8,000 followers on TikTok. Before I even thought about game streaming, I was at 8,000 followers. In the course of this month, and this month alone, from playing just a few select games, I went from 8,000 followers to 25 fucking thousand followers. We're almost at 26,000. I think we're 300 away from 26,000 followers.
That's what. Are you even good? Are you any good?
Oh, I fucking suck.
You're terrible.
I am horrible.
Really? Okay.
I'm the worst video gamer out there, man.
All right.
I'm the worst. And it's fucking hilarious. I'm what they call a potato. I'm what they call, so a potato on a game is that person you want with you on your crew. If you're doing Call of Duty or whatever, you want that one person to play with you because they're going to take the hit as you're freaking going through. That's the person you want with you because they're going to take the hit and you're going to get the W because that person got shot down and you're still running. Thanks to them. Okay. They're that person.
Okay.
They're that person that got sniped for you.
So they like potatoes in the game.
Oh, they love potatoes.
Okay. That's hilarious. All right.
Oh, shit. We'll see. We got a Facebook. Tell you what, I'll do a hot wing challenge on. Yeah, Chris, definitely, man. You let me know. We'll set up the time on the show. We'll bring you on the show. And you know what, Chris? The day you do that, you let me know, and I'll make sure I hook up some hot wings myself. We'll get Gary some hot wings as well. and we will do a hot wing showdown on the show. That sounds like a fun show. Look at the sweat just rolling off Gary's head right now. Like Gary's like, Mark, you're an asshole
This
for
is
even
post workout. Fire still burning.
Oh man, we should call you a tater. Be Hot Wing Showdown. You streaming this? Yes, I am streaming on Twitch right now, Johnny Day. We are definitely streaming on Twitch right now. So let's talk about that. So Twitch is going to be a multi-stream. Wow. Oh, you know what it is? I'm wearing a gray shirt, so my freaking green screen's tying into it. So our Twitch channel is going to be both. Our Twitch channel is now going to be both podcast, game streaming, and just chatting. There are some days that I do my live streams, and I'm just shooting the shit, having a conversation with our viewers, just to give so people get to know me. Like if they have questions for me, it's a great way to be interactive so they can ask it. So our Twitch channel has changed to podcasts and game streaming as well as just chatting. And that's one of the main channels. And my TikTok's going to remain the same. But I want to try bringing more podcasts to TikTok. And that's another reason for me to open up the Verizon, right? Because TikTok is known for sitting there hitting what you call the ban hammer on people. If people don't like what they're saying, they report you. You get banned from TikTok. And then unfortunately in the TikTok world, you are guilty until proven innocent. So they're reversed, right? Because in a real world, you should be innocent and proven guilty.
That's America, bro.
That is America.
That's an American thing. That's a freedom thing.
Right. John Day says, can you share clips of this on Twitter? I'm not sure. You can share clips of this, John Day. I do know that this video is currently live on Twitter as well. This whole video is currently live on the Mark G Show on Twitter. We are broadcasting live on there now. So yeah, man. I mean, I can't wait to see the conversations we're going to have with the show. Like, so let me reiterate some of the things. If I said that right, did I just completely butcher that word? Hold on. Let me try this again. Hold on one second. So Gary, what are your thoughts on the change? I know you and I had a conversation about this, but are you down for this type of a change? Are you down to have these type of interviews with people? Like,
of course.
I've been my whole life I've been known for social butterfly. So
right. And I like people. I like hearing from people. I like to hear how people think, how their experiences have shaped them. You know what I mean? Everybody's got a story. And I think that the last couple of years has been interesting, and there's been a lot of change. And I think it'd be interesting to connect with people and just be human, connect with humans.
Exactly. And that's where I want to take this show. So for everybody's listening right now, if there's anything you want to talk about, I mean, literally anything, email me, send me a message, let me know what you want to talk about. And if it sounds good, like you got a story, I want to have you on the show. Like I said, we got a request coming in. Hold on. Let me bring him in. We got a request coming in from Wisdom.
All right.
Alondro. Hold on one second. Oh, they're coming in about 3 seconds. I'm probably going to butcher the name. Alondro, what's going on, man? It's Mark.
What's up, Mark?
How you doing, man?
Who's the other guy with you?
That's my brother, Gary.
Nice to meet you too, Gary.
Likewise, brother.
So, guys looking for a topic to eat up like it's cake?
Always, man.
Leadership and how if somebody believe me, I have a very complex mind, and I can offer a lot of topics to anyone. Class leadership and how people should change it, like, because not everyone wants to be a class leader, like basically just of the generation, not of the whole country, just literally just the small, like, little generation. Like, I'm the last of the 1990s, not 1900s, more like 1990.
Right. No, I get what you're saying, man. Right now, we do
and for me, I think it just needs a little bit better leadership, because mine is the last of them. Like, we are the last. Like once we're gone, those 2000ers, they're going to be the next country to lead generations for the future. And I think that it should be it should be a very democratic. Like for me, I was born under a democratic president. And that I think that the next generations after this is, like I said, 2000s, going to be more right leaning leadership for every generation after me.
Are there any areas specifically with leadership that you think could use some strengthening?
Just good question. How about
leadership is broad. Is the reason I'm asking. Like leadership
very
means a
broad.
lot.
It's very broad, right? and a lot of, and as I said, I think it should be a very left-leaning, very democratic leadership that I want to lead my generation down the right way, because I believe that kindness and strength and courage can really lead a generation the right way.
Okay. I mean, I'll agree with you there. I definitely agree with you that we are in the current state that we're at right now. We're seeing a lot more sheep than we are seeing wolves in a thing. We're seeing a lack of leadership, a lot less of people wanting to take that leadership role because they're scared, right? A lot of people are scared. Like, if I tried to be this leader, then what are they going to think about me? What are they going to say about me? Are they going to cancel me? Like, people are scared to speak up now. People are scared to try being a leader. So there's more people falling into that I'm just going to be a follower mentality. And I see that quite a bit. And I actually see that in some of my children as well, and it's scary. And I try to teach them that it's better to be a leader than it is a follower. Gary?
I think another interesting take is there's a lot of liability these days for people to step up into some of these leadership positions. More often than not, somebody that's in a leadership position has to make a decision at some point. That's going to be a difficult decision. And as a result of their decision, there's going to be people who are happy and who are unhappy. And unfortunately, in today's era, the people who are unhappy with something will, they overreact because it hits them with like a negative emotional trigger. And then instead of them dealing with hardship in a respectful, healthy way, they lash out and they become victims in their mind. And again, that brings back to like something I was saying a little bit earlier, where I feel nowadays people are physically and mentally weaker than they were, like, especially even before my generation, and I'm 40, right? So I just think that people are kind of soft these days, and it's unfortunate. And I agree with you. I do think leadership needs to step up in a multitude of different ways. So I think what you said, Alejandro, is very correct.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alejandro, for coming on the show. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So yeah, kindness is one of those things, right? But right. I'm not sure if his understanding of democratic leadership is, because if he was a 90s baby and he grew up in that time frame, like, the Democrats and Republicans, their roles seem to switch every other generation or some shit, you know what I mean? And then it's like things get muddy and then the information gets kind of distorted, and it's really hard to know which side politically was for or against some shit. Because what's going to happen is, like, in 15, 20 years, they're going to say that the Republicans were the ones. And again, I'm not trying to make this a political debate, but like in 20 years, like this whole COVID thing is going to be like, it's going to be they're going to say that the people on the left were the ones who did not wear the masks, and they were the ones who were fighting for freedom, when in fact, unfortunately, the ones on the left were very, very much in a rush to like ruin people's lives who didn't cooperate. And I think that that's very undemocratic, and I think that's very un-American. But I don't know. I'm an idiot. So,
So we got a question down here. Now, to be honest with you, Johnny Day over on Facebook, I'm not sure where my brother does. I believe we do have some of the same. I ideologies about this, but I'm not sure. We can talk about this. This is a good one.
We can dip our toe in here.
All right, so Johnny Day on Facebook just asked us a question over here and says, do you two have the same stance on the college debt relief? So I will give my opinion, and then my brother can give his. I just recently had an argument with a friend of mine over this, and it was because of a comment that I made. Let me state my comment, and then I will go over my thought process on how I thought this should have been dealt with. Okay, number one, I made a post saying, well, since I worked my ass off to pay off my college debt that I had, matter of fact, I fell behind. They took my taxes to pay off my federal student loan debt. They literally took my taxes from me and pay it off.
Are you getting that back?
No, I'm not. So I said, where's my $10,000 refund check to pay it for the debt that I paid off? And I got a comment saying, oh, so you're going to bitch because they're finally doing something for the American people, but you're going to bitch and say that mentality of I busted my ass to pay off my debt, then you should too type of mentality. So yeah, I definitely say that, yeah, I do have that mentality because to be honest with you, to me, that's like a smack in my face, right? When I got a debt, when anybody enrolls in a debt, whether it's college, credit cards, car, or house, you got that debt as an individual because you did. Do I agree that colleges charge an outrageously sick amount of fucking money for some ridiculous courses? Hell yeah, I do. I will fucking agree with you 100% that they do charge an outrageous amount of money. And some of these courses are stupid, to say bluntly. But yeah, I agree. But at the same time, you have a choice of which courses you want to take. You have a choice of which college you want to take and how much money. Now, with all that being said, I agree that I don't like this. I 100% don't agree with this. But here's the thing. One way that I do agree, if they would have handled it, I probably would have been down for it. We are lacking right now in a major way in America on a lack of doctors. We're lacking on nurses. And now, mind you, this is also fault of the government right now because of forced something. You know what I mean? Yeah. Forced resignation.
Yeah, we'll call it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we're lacking in that. So if we were going to offer this $10,000 rebate or whatever you want to say, not even rebate, forgiveness on these loans, I would have been 100% down for it if it was for jobs that we needed. And for that being said, if it was for more doctors, if it was going towards people, doctors, nurses, CNAs, RNAs, or even if it was going for people in trade schools, right? Because we definitely need a trade, because if you're looking at where we're at now, we're lacking in trade professions. A lot of people are not doing these trade professions anymore, but the ones who are, if that was going towards them, I would be down for that. So that's my opinion on it. That's my thought process. Where you stand on it, brother?
So it's funny. I actually got into a little bit of a debate today at work with one of my coworkers over this. So, I mean, it really comes down to the first point that I think needs to be addressed is the fact that these college student loans are predatory as fuck. They're like insanely predatory. They are taking advantage like no other to these people who are 18, 19, 20 years old, 17 even in some cases. Like, how on earth are they even allowed to do that? Like, that's my first take on them. So that's a huge problem that I feel like needs to be fixed. You fix that problem, and I think the problem in itself goes away, right? Colleges, yeah, I do think that they charge an exorbitant, they charge too much. I think for the people who are actually smart and know how to use their brain, you're going to get your first 2 years in community college, take that shit because it's cheap. You can afford it. You're still going to get the same books that you're going to get if you take those first 2 years at a university. But okay, so to give my full answer and clarity, I think it's really stupid to forgive those loans. And I know there's a lot of people who got loans who are going to think I'm a jerk for saying that, but don't take loans. If you can't afford that shit, don't take the loan. It's going to cost you a house. That's your entire future. And unless you're guaranteed to get out of school with whatever degree you're getting and you're going to make $400,000, you're never going to pay that damn loan back. So do the math before you do that shit, because like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the debt being forgiven. I think it's annoying as shit.
So like I said, so school teachers, your standard district school teachers get paid by tax money, right? That's how schools pay. Yes, so they get paid by tax money. Like when I'm like your mortgage. Well, I don't think you have a mortgage, but when
we do.
Okay, so wait, I'm not. Why am I tying a mortgage? No, when you pay your state tax, your city taxes on your home, that goes large portion of that goes to your school. If you look at like where you break down your taxes on your home, you'll see where it says how much goes to your school system. And I think for my town, it's something like it's a ridiculous amount. I almost think it's like 55% of the funds from that goes towards our school system here. It's crazy. You can find it.
But does it really though? Does it really? And what part of the school system exactly is getting that money? Because I know teachers don't make a ton of money. I know that.
Well, that's why I kind of was talking about that, because I'm going to break down a little bit for you.
Yeah,
because I was curious, because we're talking about the ridiculous amount of money, right, that colleges charge.
Right.
Okay. So I wanted to look and kind of break it down a little bit as far as the cost of school teachers make to where college professors. Like yes, public schooling. So for instance, I'm just going to kind of scroll through for an Alabama, average teacher salary in Alabama. This is for public schooling, is $50,000 a year. Okay. And I'm going to scroll down a little bit more here. And I'm going to go up to one that's pretty decent, but I don't know what the cost of living is. In Maryland, the average yearly cost for a teacher is $70,000 a year, which is pretty decent money, in my opinion, for
how much?
$70,000. I know it's a little right now, the highest inflation, it's going to hurt, but let's go. Let's look over to here we go. New York, one of the highest crime rate states out there. The average teacher over there, their salary is $85,000 a year. Now, mind you, the cost of living in New York's insane. So that makes it. Johnny Day says school budget
85,000, but you're basically you're showing up at any given day where you're going to get murdered.
Right. That is true.
I don't know.
I'll agree.
I'll take a pay cut somewhere else,
Let's go with my local state here. Let's see what the people in my state make. So it's teacher in Maine. Their average yearly salary is $54,974 a year.
See, that's garbage.
That is absolute garbage. Okay. Now let's go to an average professor at a college. So an average professor salary in Rhode Island is $118,000 a year, almost $119,000. It's $118,722.
What's that?
That's for a professor at a college.
120?
$120,000. Okay. Now you ready to shit your pants? I wonder how much this college charges in New Hampshire. For national universities, New Hampshire has the highest professor salary of $166,273 a year. So you're telling me a fucking professor is getting pretty damn close to $250,000 to teach a college. So is the problem
money. That's money.
That's money in the bank, man. I mean, but that is why these colleges are charging a ridiculous amount of money.
Right. Like that dude could pay off his student loan. Everyone else cannot.
Exactly.
So,
I mean, that is very interesting. And so to say the least, and here's the other thing that kind of pisses me off about this whole thing is the fact that it was signed under an executive order. It did not go through Congress for approval or anything like that. The president took his little pen, or I'm going to say the former VP took his little pen and signed the paperwork to run this through and bypass any voting. Do I think that we should have had a vote on this? Hell yeah, I do. Because maybe there would have been things that brought into it and said, you know what? Yes, let's go ahead and forgive $10,000 to the people who went go for doctors, that went for RNAs, CNAs, jobs that
contribute
really
to
can benefit.
society.
Exactly.
But that's fucked up to say. So hold on. So we can't say that we can't say graphic design artist doesn't contribute. We can't say that somebody who took an accounting degree doesn't contribute. A philosophy degree, no, that one doesn't contribute. You know, there are certain degrees, like certain educations are kind of right. I don't know how to say it without hurting some of them snowflakes out
Right.
there.
Yeah. So we'll just say like there's certain degrees out there that go straight towards the woke agenda. There's literally degrees to a lot of woke agenda.
Political science.
Yeah. I mean,
without that major,
we could definitely do without that. You know what I'm saying? There's stuff like that. You shouldn't get a $10,000. No, you should not get a $10,000 forgiveness on it. Not at all. It's ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, I can't say not all jobs matter, right? We'll say all jobs matter, but there's certain jobs that are going to benefit you a little bit more. You need a doctor. America or a world without doctors, we're fucked. We're fucked. We're going to go back to medicine, man. You know, you're going to go back to that tent and someone's going to be taking herbs and rubbing them on your wounds. Gunshot wound. Here, I give you oregano and basil. Rub it in honey. Good for you.
Some herbs and honey. All right. God damn. Time has been reset.
Right. John Day says you have a philosophy degree.
Yeah, right. I ain't that smart.
This is what herbs do to you. Makes Gary think really well.
Nah, they distort my thinking quite a bit, in fact.
Oh man. No, y'all. So listen, I enjoy having these conversations. I enjoy these great conversation openers. And that's what I was hoping was going to come out of tonight, because I literally had jack shit for a show. When I called up my brother, I was like, listen, man, I really don't have much for the show tonight. But I did want to tell you guys where I plan on taking the Mark G show. So as far as everybody, I tried doing it on Facebook and I even tried doing it on YouTube as far as the gaming aspect. I was like, no. So as far as our Facebook page, our YouTube page, and our Wisdom app, we're keeping it straight to the Mark G show, but we're widening the horizon on our conversations. I want to bring in more people, your more average people, and just have a conversation and talk about topics, you know, random topics. And they don't have to be political. They don't have to be culture. They can be talking about your crazy lives. Like I would love to have this woman that I saw on TikTok come on to my show. She's called Mom of the Bees. And here's the reason why. This woman gets a lot of shit on her show, because her and her husband literally bought a house for her to film her TikToks in. And she's crazy, dude. Like she's phenomenally interesting, crazy. Her videos, she squirts mustard, like literally squirts, like has her kids like aim and fire mustard all at her to make these videos. It's fucking crazy ass videos. And then people bitch like, you're trashing your house. She cleans the house. She even does videos as she's cleaning the house so people sees her cleaning. But this house is legitimately for her filming of her TikTok videos. It's nuts. So kudos to her. She has a website. I would love to like talk about what possessed her to do this. Like what gave her her and her husband this idea, like, hey, let's buy a house so we can make these obscene fucking videos and TikTok.
They went all in, dude.
They did.
Went all in.
Like that's nuts to me. But kudos to her, man. She's killing it, you know? And that's what I love about these apps. That's what I love about Facebook. That's what I love about Twitch. I mean, I love how some of these people get creative and they blow up. I love how they can send that dream to our kids and sit there and say, wow, I can, if I'm really good at something, or if I can, well, we got somebody, hold on. We got somebody coming on Wisdom, man. Let's bring him in.
Right.
Love it. That's the second one today. Let's rock it. Jesse Stewart. Hold on one second here, guys. We're bringing in somebody from a Wisdom app here. It's a phenomenal app. Jesse, what's going on, man?
Good evening.
How's it going?
Not a whole lot, man. Just been listening to your show kind of go all over the place this evening.
Oh, it's everywhere tonight, man. It's everywhere.
Hey, I mean, it's fine because you're looking to broaden your horizons. So, I mean, there's no better way to do it.
That's it, man. I appreciate you coming in. So, you got something you'd like to...
So, I couldn't... Go ahead, man. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, man. I'm curious what you would like to talk about.
Well, so I'm a little bit of a unique opportunity here because I represent the colleges and I represent the skilled trades. On top of that, I also Twitch and TikTok and everything just like yourself. But I do have a suggestion for you.
Sure.
You were going to do a hot wing challenge. Why don't you play like a horror game and do the hot wing challenge at the same time? I bet people would pay to see that.
A horror game and a hot wing challenge at the same time.
Absolutely.
Explain.
Oh man, this is
You
golden.
mean like a horror video game?
Okay. So, absolutely. So you play like Outlast or something, but right before you get into it, you down 5 hot wings and just torture yourself both physically and emotionally through this video game.
All right. No, that makes sense. I downloaded, man. So we'll talk about that real quick. So I actually downloaded a couple of them because I do that on TikTok. I have download and I've actually set up my TikTok to when people send me certain gifts, it would make like a horror sound to jump scare me while I'm playing my game and stuff. I have that all set up over there. I have the Mortuary Assistant. I just recently streamed that. Let me tell you, I played that game until 2:00 in the morning, and it's a full grown ass man. I ain't never had a damn video game make the hair stick up on my arm like that video game did. That game scared the shit out of me.
Now, have you played Outlast?
I have not. I will have to get
that. I strongly encourage you to give it a shot.
All right, definitely. Now I will get that.
Yeah, that's the when I was doing the stream thing, that was my number one favorite hit because they absolutely love seeing a grown man scream like a small child.
All right. So yeah.
And especially if you got a deep voice.
All right. So we got to get the Outlast game, some hot wings. And you know what's funny is I just got so I subscribe to Hot Ones. For those who don't know Hot Ones, if you guys ever watched a show on YouTube, it's celebrities, they do a series of hot sauce. And, they start off mild to work their way to the spiciest. And I subscribe to this and I get those hot sauces every month. And I just got the last dab in. So doing this show, you
don't even need to do the rest of them. Just jump straight to that one.
Right, exactly. That's what I was thinking about doing. We'll do a set of 5 wings with the last dab. We'll shake it up in a bag. And yeah, man, I can set up something like that. I'll definitely do that. My brother's over there shaking his head.
I think it'd be worth it.
No, man, I appreciate that. I will definitely do that. I appreciate that idea. We'll figure out how to do it and work it out. I appreciate that, Jay.
Yeah, like I said earlier when I said, "Oh, dude's no problem." When I said I represent the colleges and the trades, it's an interesting concept for me because I'm a contractor by trade. I'm an HVAC contractor, but I'm a training director now. And I train at a local community and technical college, but I train the skilled trades. But people have to go and get loans just to do that. And now where it's through an actual college, like you were talking about earlier, the price of it is through the roof. And I can tell you right now versus what they're paying me does not make any sense.
I mean, what are your thought process on this whole thing right now as far as the $10,000 forgiveness?
I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I put myself through a trade school and I had to pay back what I borrowed.
Okay.
Where's my refund? I guess I hate to be that way, but
right, exactly. No, I mean, that's what a lot of people feel, and there's even people.
It's like,
go ahead.
I'll make a deal with them. I tell you what, if you pay off my truck, then you can go ahead and pay off everyone else's student loans.
Solid logic,
right? I mean, there's posts out there too that I'm seeing people saying, "Well, hey, since where's my $10,000 thing on my mortgage?" A lot of people have FHA, Federal Housing Assistance, assistance for their loans on their mortgage. Where's theirs? There's a lot of stuff right? But everybody's got to work for it. Like when you buy a house, you're not expecting someone else to pay off your house for you. You're working your ass off to pay off that house.
If that's going to happen, then yeah, sure, do it for everybody, not just a few.
Exactly, 100%.
Because I'll be honest with you, if I could have got my $12,000 back, I'd have been A-okay with it.
I definitely agree with you. If I could have got mine off, I wish I was freaking 1 week shy of getting my associates and what I was trying to go for, and I ended up dropping out and ended up owing all that money anyways. But
oh god,
and still had to pay it all.
God.
Oh yeah, it sucked. But that's what happens. It's life.
It's the American dream, man.
It is. That it is. Oh shit. Well, Jesse, I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you, man, your face does look familiar. I don't know if we're already following each other on TikTok, my man, but I almost think we do. If that's your picture.
I mean, it could be possible.
It could be. Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you coming in, man.
I just do a bunch of silly stuff on TikTok.
Yeah, man, that's all I do, man. I was telling my brother, I started getting into all those battles. That's how, like, when I first got my 1,000 subscribers, I started doing all that battle thing, and it was fun, man. Matter of fact, I even started filtering myself looking like a pineapple. And it was funny because everybody's like, oh my God, I'm battling a pineapple.
Sweet.
And then, right. And then I just taught a buddy of mine how to do the whole filter thing. So now he's on there as the name of POTUS Potato. And this POTUS Potato literally looks like a Donald Trump potato. It's fucking hilarious.
And he's killing the game.
Dude, he's slaying it out there. Bad. It's awesome. But no, Jesse, man, I appreciate you coming in. This is like our.
I know what got me the worst.
Oh, go for it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What got me the worst was whenever I started doing the TikToks. So my podcast is an educational podcast about HVAC. As I started like educational TikToks, no one gave a crap about them. The second I started posting memes, my TikTok followers started blowing up. And I was like, what is going on right now? It takes 2 seconds to make that. It takes an hour to make the educational one.
Right? That's what it is. I think, people escape to TikTok or other social media for those short videos because it's a break away from reality, and they get a laugh, or they may agree with someone that they see. Because I'm going to say that app right there has the best algorithm I've ever seen. Because it really does boil down to, if you're in that one algorithm, you're going to see the videos that you like. And it's insane, man. They genius marketing, genius programming on their halves. And yeah, it's hilarious though how many people want to see videos. And we were just talking about algorithms, my brother and I, earlier today. So like, I have 2 videos that went viral this month. I wouldn't say completely viral, but anywhere between 30 to 74,000 views within a week span. And all it was a video of me recording myself in front of my PC saying, I'm getting ready to stream Fortnite. When you join my live and follow me, it's going to play a machine gun sound. If you don't believe me, come in and find out. That's all that video said. And that's got over 74,000 views. I'm like, okay, now there's a video of me and my son doing that whole tortilla challenge. I'm sure you're familiar with it, where you hold water in your mouth and you slap each other in the face with a tortilla.
Yeah.
And go until the person spits it out, right? My son and I did that. And that one's only got like 5,000 views. I'm like, okay, so that video to me is funny as fuck. But yeah, this video of me just telling people, join my live, you're going to make a sound, got 74,000 views. I'm like, it's crazy. It's insane on there.
Because they're chaotic. They're drawn to try to disrupt you.
Exactly. Oh man. Well, I appreciate
their guidelines need some work. I will say that.
Yes. And
For
their
sure.
guidelines really, I think the reporting system is probably one of the worst reporting systems I've ever seen in a social media app, because the way it works is as soon as someone reports you, it's an automatic white screen. Your live feed gets kicked down, and then you have to fight for it. And then I don't even know if the review, like when you send in that review, sometimes you can get it back in 15 minutes. I don't even know if that's done by a human or if it's still done by an AI. If the AI kind of scrolls through and looks for that trigger effect, and if it doesn't see it, it automatically reinstates the account. That's how I would like to know how that's doing that. That would be a very thing for TikTok to come out and explain to people how the review process works. I would love to see that, to be honest with you. Because yeah, I mean, I got banned for a t-shirt that said, make the people fear the tyrants again. That was the t-shirt that we were talking about earlier that I was wearing. And that's what got me bananas. I mean, I got reinstated back, but the guidelines definitely, I'll agree with you on that.
So I think it kicked them off. I think each guest only has 8 minutes before it boots them.
Oh, really?
Just so you know, Jesse, that was not us. That was, I think the app has I saw a ticker counting as soon as he started joining our conversation. So sorry about that,
Really?
Jesse. Yeah. Sorry, Jesse. We didn't boot you, brother.
We definitely didn't boot you.
Yeah, man. We appreciate your you contributing, man.
Definitely. Wow, man. So we've had 2 people come over on this Wisdom app.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's awesome, man. That's the first time it's ever happened to us. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
I like that. Fucking love it. All right. You know what? We've had quite a bit of social activity over here on Facebook tonight, as well as TikTok. So I want to tell everybody that tuned in tonight, thank you for coming tuning into the show and showing us the support. Please note that, like I said, if you want to be on the show, maybe you're a business owner and want to talk about your business, or if you got a crazy lifestyle, you want to talk about other things, I want to hear what you want to talk about. Email me onair@themarkgshow.com. Once again, it's onair@themarkgshow.com, or shoot me a message on any of my social media platforms. Let me know, because I would love to have you on the show. And eventually, I think my brother will plug his podcast so he can get some people on his show.
Maybe later.
Okay. You knew I was going to plug you a little bit.
Next time.
All right, next time. So y'all heard that in 2 weeks he's going to plug his podcast.
Potentially.
You're going to do it. But listen, though, I appreciate everybody coming on here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play a little outro. Gary is going to hang by. Everybody else on social media, I want to say thank you once again for tuning into the show. Without you guys, I would not want to do this show. I love seeing the people tuning in. It's amazing. We have 58 people over on Wisdom, 4 people on all the social media platforms. We cropped out over 40 people over on TikTok. So yeah, man, it's awesome. Let's end the show on this note. Gary, you got any final thoughts?
That's a lot of people listening, so that's cool. Definitely appreciate the love, for sure.
It's got a smile on my face.
No doubt.
All right, man, let's end it.
All right.
You've been listening to the Snowflake Melter, the Mark G Show. Mark is your everyday hardworking business owner that loves America, and he certainly doesn't mind telling it like it is. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to like, rate, and review. To send an email, it's onair@themarkgshow.com. And find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at The Mark G Show. See you next time.